Hey, today I'm talking about 3 iconic and classic Disney princess films. And the names of those 3 movies are Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. First up is Cinderella. This is a 1950 film, and if you're somehow unfamiliar, the basic premise is in olden times France, there lives this young woman with her stepmother and stepsister, but they're evil and jealous of her beauty. But then one day, there's an opportunity to go to a ball, and she maneuvers her way to get to the ball, and there's a whole thing with a glass slipper. It's a whole thing. I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie. First off, the costume designs are incredible. I've been very aware of all of the costumes in this film throughout my entire life, but despite that, I was still so blown away by how beautiful they all were and how eloquently designed they were. They put so much care and effort into every outfit that without a doubt deserves so much praise. And then beyond that, I loved Cinderella as a character, just how much dreams are fundamental to her as a person, which is kind of the whole point. The film is very similar to Snow White, and then it's all about ending up with a boy. But for her, it's more so about just these dreams of life, of fantasy, of what life could be like. What do we want life to truly be when it's not obtainable for us? And I really love that. And I really just love the way she's so caring and nurturing, even to the cat, who is literally named Lucifer. And just that's brilliant. This cat's a piece of shit, but she still cares for it and is kind to it, even though it really doesn't deserve it. And her relationship with all of the mice is so great. I love the mice in general too. They're in a sense the co-stars of the film. I would say probably about 50% of the movie is the mice, which I'm totally fine with because they were really entertaining, they were really fun, and they definitely added a sense of whimsy to the film. Plus it also just adds to her character, and that these mice are willing to risk their lives in order to help her because she is so compassionate to them that they're willing to put everything on the line just to help her follow her dreams. There's so much beauty in that. Also, the mice have my favorite song. It's the one where they're sewing. There are things I could complain about, it does feel like the fairy godmother shows up completely out of nowhere. They definitely needed to hint at that beforehand in some way, shape, or form. If they do, it was lost on me. Also, giving the prince more character would have been nice. What could have helped is the scene where they meet and they fall in love, because it's just a minor character kind of explains that oh, these characters are about to fall in love, and then a beautiful song plays, and it was a really nice romantic moment, but actually seeing that moment play out would have been really nice. I get that's more of an adult movie thing, something I could see Cary Grant doing, of just wistfully dancing the night away. But seeing more of that would have been nice. But I get that it's a kids movie, so kids maybe would have been bored by it. But really, I was very much so caught up in the charm of this movie. It was delightful, it was fun, it was whimsical. Yeah, I knew exactly where it was going because the story is ingrained into all of America. But that didn't matter because this movie still was delightful and charming and just incredibly well made. It's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie and would wholeheartedly recommend it. It's a good, fun, delightful time. So yes, definitely give it a watch. Next up is Sleeping Beauty. This is a 1959 film, and the basic premise is a witch wasn't invited to a baby's birthday party. So she decides to curse the baby, and then the movie follows 3 good witches, or fairies, as they attempt to undo said curse. And it was decent. I think it was fun. I think the good fairies were a lot of fun. They definitely gave more personality to the prince, which was a nice step up. I liked the whole bit with the prince and princess falling in love without realizing that they're already betrothed. I think that was cute. This one focused much less on animals than the other 2, and I think that was a good choice. I do think the animals are fun in the other ones, but it's a movie about people. We kind of want the people at the focus. I didn't really get as invested in the story just because as soon as it started, I'm I can vividly picture how it ends, and I'm just slowly waiting for them to get there. Also, I do appreciate that Maleficent's motivations aren't she's jealous that the main woman is hot. hot, but more to her character would have been nice. Also, it's so weird to me that they designed Aurora to look like that, and they had an adult woman voicing her. So like, she's very much so coded as an adult, but her age is very explicitly 15 turning on 16. And it's like, that is not a teenage girl. That is a woman in at least her mid-20s. So that just felt really creepy to me throughout the whole process. Like, if you're gonna make her look like that, just make her an adult. It's okay, she can be an adult, because she is. Maleficent was really hot. That's it. I definitely enjoyed myself, but it definitely didn't hit the heights of Cinderella for me. So it was definitely a good time that I would recommend, but it definitely feels like a step down from Cinderella. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And lastly is the greatest animated movie ever? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. No, oh my god. I understand. I totally understand how this movie was revolutionary for its time. It was a huge step in animation. It won a bunch of awards. It definitely pushed the boundaries of what they could do at the time. I remember some behind the scenes stuff about like how they did certain shots and how it was like just crazy that they did that. You know, it's iconic, and it's iconic for a reason. It was this first big animated feature, but man, did I not care for this movie at all. I was so bored. Like, there's a sequence where the dwarves learn how to bathe themselves, and it's so long, and I'm like, this is for like 3-year-olds who are learning how to take a bath on their own. This is so boring. Also, like, what is the point of this movie? Because like, the villain just hates Snow White because she's hot, which, what's up with her eyes, man? Anyway, so like, is the moral of the story don't be hot? Or is it about Snow White learning how to be a mother? Because that's basically what she does with the Seven Dwarves. But also, she already knows how to be a mother. Like, she just comes into the scene and is like, I'm gonna mom up this whole place. And it's like, what are you doing? What is going on with this film? So yeah, no, I totally, fully understand that in 1937, this movie was a big deal, and rightfully so. It pushed the boundaries of technology. That's incredible. It made Disney as a company, and it did so much. In 2024 though, I was so bored with it. I did not enjoy the experience at all. So, would I recommend this movie? I would say if you have a small child, yes, let them watch it. They definitely would get a lot out of this, and they should probably see it. It's a Disney classic. I don't think it says anything really bad, but if you're above the age of, I'll be generous, 5, nah. Not worth it. It's so boring. So yeah, no. It's an iconic movie that deserves praise, but I did not care for it and don't recommend it. Alrighty, now for today's Running Games. First up, we got Cinderella sitting number 33 in the Really Like section. And then after that is Sleeping Beauty sitting number 59 in the Quite Like section. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs sitting at number 107 in the Didn't Like section. This is have a total of 111 old movies so far this year.